Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Borderline Optimist
Optimist.
podcast.
Not me trying to chime in.
Optimist. Wait, quick story that I just thought of. It ties in.
Okay.
Okay. One time we were at Texas Roadhouse, right?
Okay.
I love Texas Roadhouse. Okay. So we
Yes.
both ordered chicken, right?
Right.
Mhm.
It was like the smothered chicken.
Yeah, you got the smothered chicken. I got just like the regular chicken. So one time we were at Texas Roadhouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gabrielle got the smothered chicken. I got the regular chicken. It was just like a chicken breast. So I'm chowing down. I'm chowing down on it. Gabrielle's like trying to negotiate with her chicken because she sees a little pink,
I'm
right?
into the chicken, just double checking.
She sees, yeah, just double checking. So her chicken's not done. So
It's not done.
yeah, our server comes back and she's like, "Hey guys, how's your food?" Gabrielle goes, "I actually think we need to cook that chicken up a bit. Cook that chicken up a bit."
I'm like, hi. So, actually, I actually think we need to cook that chicken up a
We
bit.
need to cook that chicken up.
We need to cook that
We
up.
need to cook that chicken up. So they took her chicken back.
They took the chicken back.
And just like that chicken,
Just like that chicken,
we are going back.
we are going back.
That was so
We're back
stupid.
on this podcast.
We are going back. Yeah. Back to where it all started.
Are we going to comment on the chicken incident? Like, I felt so bad. It was a really busy night, like really busy. I just felt bad. I'm usually not one to be like, send it back.
No,
Send back the food.
The way she said it for me. I actually think
The
we need to
attitude they
cook that chicken up.
Like, I never have an attitude with servers. I don't know where this came from. I was surprised myself saying it.
It was attitude. It was just like,
The tone, I don't know.
I think it was more nerves and awkwardness.
Yeah.
I
felt
actually
bad.
think cook that chicken up.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like that chicken, we're going back.
We're going back. And what are we talking about today, Kristen?
We're talking about where it all started and why are we such big dreamers? You know what I mean?
So real. Now, where do we want to start with this?
Where do we want to start with this? From the beginning.
From the beginning. How did we get into the careers that we're into? And why does this pique our interest so much?
Why are we going like insane?
Over film and acting.
You know what I mean? Where we could just like, get a real day job.
Just get a office marketing job and
Yeah.
pay the bills.
That would be so much easier, TBH. But for some reason, we decided to do this. Why?
Honestly, my philosophy on this whole thing is, for one, this is my plan A and my only plan. Like, I truly do not see myself doing anything else. And why not live a life that is fulfilling to me?
Yeah.
Like, I find so much joy in the work that I'm doing and the creative things that I'm doing that if I were to do something simply for money, I would be so sad and feel like I'm missing out on my own life. So,
Where do you think that joy started? Like, what did you?
Yeah.
Let's cook that up. Let's cook that up.
Let's cook that up. Let's go back like that chicken.
Like that chicken.
Like that chicken.
The chicken, we're cooking it up.
We're
about to
cooking up
she's
these
like,
ideas.
We're cooking it up like that chicken and we're going back like that chicken.
And we're going back.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since I was little, I was always around cameras. Like, not in the sense that I was in front of the camera, but more of like I had the chance to use cameras. My parents had like a small point and shoot that I was always taking photos on. Even just like my iPad and my iPod, like I was taking photos. I would make skits in iMovie. I would make music videos in Video Star, that app. I don't know if you remember that. Video Star?
I do remember that.
That's a throwback. Wow, that was a throwback. Just any chance that I got, if there was anything photography or film related for like a school project, I was opting into that. I remember in 6th grade, I had a choice to either present something or make a video about me presenting on it. I said, immediately I'm making a video. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait.
Like, it was either go up in front of the class and present in person or record yourself talking about it and make the video interesting and things like that. In middle school, I got my first DSLR camera. It was a Canon Rebel T3. It was being discontinued at Walmart. So there was an ad for it that it was only $300. And I remember my mom showed me that and we like ran to Walmart and got like one of the last ones. And I used that camera for years. That really allowed me to dive into my photography a lot more. In middle school, I started taking Photography related classes, I remember they really tried to pinpoint like, okay, you need to start thinking about what path or niche you want to go into. And I didn't really know what that was at the time, but I knew it was photography related. So I did some classes with like yearbook, and I
Mhm.
was like going to track meets and taking photos for the yearbook and stuff. I thought
Mhm.
that was so fun.
Mhm.
And then in high school, we were given electives. We called them pathways. So I was taking photography classes, audio video classes, just kind of learning those skills and, classic things like learning the rule of thirds and
Mm.
what I don't know. What else are you learning in photography class? Just basic stuff like that. And you can totally see a progression of my work throughout middle and high school. Like I really was able to learn the skills. And I think it was around sophomore, junior year of high school, I started watching movies more critically and
Mhm.
like really like learning about different directors and actors, film and TV, and watching a lot of the classic movies that people kind of relate to film and cinema. Then I was like, wait a minute, this is a job that I can go into.
Mhm.
And I remember starting college, I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to get into the film industry, but it's going to happen. I'm just going to make it happen.
Period.
And in college, I just knew that an entertainment and media studies program was like exactly what I needed, like film production. I just wanted anything to do with that. So that's kind of where it started for me. And to me, like I have such a grand interest in that I truly do not see myself doing anything else. I remember I had a professor that was like, to be in this industry, you kind of have to be crazy in that sense. Like if you see yourself doing anything else, this may not be for you
Mhm.
because at times it will get tough and you're going to want to maybe quit and just go to something easier that's
Yeah.
more stable or more promising. So you have to be crazy in that way. But how did that start for you? What gravitated you towards acting?
Okay. So I would say I got started at 3 years old. I was enrolled in dance classes, like everyone. I was taking
Yeah.
yeah, ballet, tap, and I fell in love with being on a stage and like having I loved going to like dance class every week
Mm-hmm.
and having like that rehearsal and learning new things. And yeah, I didn't realize like when we put the dance recitals on, I didn't realize that was theater at first. Yeah,
Yes.
and like the amount of
Yeah.
production that goes behind it, which
Mm-hmm.
was insane. But yeah, I would say that was my first, entryway to theater. And then along with that, I used to watch a lot of Disney Channel when I was
Yes. I
yeah.
was thinking the same.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched a lot of Disney Channel and I loved Hannah Montana and the Cheetah Girls. Yeah, and how
Yeah.
they like just performed and they sang. I always growing up I kind of wanted to be a singer too, but I
Yes.
could not sing at all. So we put that on hold. Acting wise, I got my start doing church plays. Yeah.
Plays.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
even know
giving
that was
like
a thing.
yeah,
Okay.
like during Easter and Christmas programs, like we'd have like a little program and it would be like you do speeches, there's skits, and then there's like a big play.
Mhm.
And I started doing well, we started out giving speeches, like a little Easter speech. And they would always give me the longest one. Like I once recited like a 2-page one because they knew I could like memorize the lines. It was like a full 2-page monologue.
That's crazy to
Yeah.
do so young.
Yeah. And I just loved like getting up there and speaking in front of everyone and like finding different ways to interpret certain words and certain speeches and certain lines.
Mhm.
So I really loved that. And then from there in middle school, I think I was in 5th grade and the middle school drama club came to visit our elementary school and they were just basically like saying, yes, there's drama club. Like we do plays, we do musicals, and yeah, we teach you how to act and sing and you can just grow as a performer. And I was just like, oh my gosh, wait. Everyone was kind of like laughing at them too because they did like a little performance and everyone was laughing in the audience. But I was sitting there and I was just like, oh, they're speaking to me. They're speaking to me. Like, no, they're speaking to me. Like, yeah. Made me so excited. I joined drama club in middle school. And from there, I was in The Lion King.
Oh my
And, yeah, and
gosh.
Hairspray. But then I kind of had a little setback in my in that journey. Whereas I think I quit dance and then I later quit drama club in middle school because I thought I wanted to play basketball.
What a switch up. Was that you or was that people telling you that?
Mostly people telling me that.
Were you tall at this point?
I'm same height I am now.
For context, guys,
We're 5'10".
5'10" and 5'11". So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
tall. And I just have to side note this. Regardless of what you want to do, people see tall women and they're immediately like basketball, volleyball, modeling.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So also the thing about it is I was also the only Black person in my dance class. So I always felt like kind of isolated as well. You know, Black, South Georgia, only Black person in there. It's kind of a hard thing to deal with, especially my dance teacher would always like comment on my body.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in ballet. Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't really like that. I don't think me and my dance teacher really got along, and it kind of just made me feel isolated, and I feel like it was in a way no one could understand. So that was also a driving factor for me to be like, okay, maybe I can find more of like a community with basketball because those are more people who look like me, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, and I just wanted to be a part of a team, really. I did. Yeah, so I played basketball, and guys, let me tell you, I was warming that bench up. I warmed that bench frequently.
By choice or?
Oh my God. No, I couldn't play. I was bad. I was just so bad. I remember one day I was crying on the bench because I was just like, I was crying. I was just like, what am I doing? I'm so embarrassed. I'm embarrassing myself.
I feel so bad for little Kristen.
Little Kristen.
Oh.
But then I remember this one day I had just came home from basketball practice and I was actually starting to get a little better, right? I just came home from basketball practice. I was like on my laptop and I happened to be like searching up auditions like in the area. And then I walked into my mom's room and I said, hey, I don't want to play basketball anymore. I want to pursue acting. And my mom goes, I've been waiting on you to say you didn't want to play basketball.
Oh my gosh, bye.
That's just how much it was not for me.
It was apparent.
It was not for me. And I didn't love it. I think, I'm sorry to make this so long.
No, it's okay.
But I started playing basketball like way earlier than middle school. My dad played basketball a lot. He was like really good. I know you're watching this. I love you. But he was the one who got me in it. And we started off in like a community league and he was my coach.
Okay,
and
very cool.
What I really loved about basketball is mainly it was something that I could share with him.
Yes, definitely. It's a bonding moment.
Yeah. And so when that got taken away and it's in like a school setting and not like a community setting and like it's not my dad as the coach, then I think my love for it just
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, so I took a break from the drama club and then high school came and I rejoined in sophomore year. So from there, I was done with basketball and I finally asked my dad, I was just like, hey, I'm actually like really serious about this. I want to get better. I knew I wanted to get back in drama club once high school came. And so I asked my dad, I was just like, can I do voice lessons so I can get more confident with performing?
Yeah.
And my dad put me in voice lessons. And that was like something that I had always wanted because I grew up I'm the only child. So I was always singing around the house and I just wanted to be good because I was really screeching. So yeah, I got voice lessons. And then from there, I gained enough confidence to audition for more musicals at my school and I joined drama club. And then I majored in theater. So
period. I feel like low-key was just in the stars for you. Like
really?
Very destined. Yeah, she was there the whole time.
From an early age.
You knew who you were. You had a few side quests, but that's okay.
Yeah, sometimes you lose your way.
Yes. Okay, your story also reminded me of how in 4th grade, there was a school news show. And I remember they were announcing that and they're like, we're looking for some crew to kind of some students to run this. And at that time, I had no like real film. I wasn't involved in any like film projects, but I was like, I need to be the news anchor.
Yes.
I was like, if I'm not in front of the camera, I'm not doing it. That's boring. Ew.
Yeah.
And so I was fully the news anchor for like this.
Wait, I could see you being a news anchor like today. Like,
oh my gosh, thank you.
Yes.
And I was that news anchor, and I had so much fun. Like, I would go into school like an hour early before the entire day, and we would film, and they had like a teleprompter, and we were in front of a green screen. It was so fun.
Yeah.
I really wish I could find that footage. I recently emailed my elementary school, and I was like, do you by chance have this? And they're like, no.
No.
Because it was so old. And I do think it was probably deleted.
Yeah.
It's not on YouTube or anything. They just had it uploaded to like the school website. That was one of my earliest involvements in film.
Yeah. That just reminded me, in high school, I did the morning announcements once.
Oh, yeah?
And I had to keep like
Over the intercom?
Yeah. I had to keep like moving away from the camera to like laugh. I was like,
that's the most nerve-wracking thing ever.
And I gave like a mental health quote. I was just like, and for your mental health quote, it's Mental Health Quote Monday.
You had a mental health quote Monday?
For your mental health quote of the day, it gets better.
Changing lives one announcement at a time.
And you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, period.
I gotta remind people,
so true.
It does get better.
Yeah, it does. It's really interesting to see, like, with my film journey, I'm definitely not in front of the camera. Like, if anything, I am so enthusiastic about being behind the camera.
That's where the magic happens. Like,
for real. Like, that's what I'm excited about. But the idea of being in front of the camera, maybe one day, hey, I think that would be fun at times. Like,
you're in front of the camera now.
In front of the camera now. So yes, I have to tell the story of what just happened to me yesterday, because that is hilarious. And it really made me think, like, wait a minute. So I was working a sporting event with a basketball game involved as a PA. And I, at one point, was just out of the blue, emailed a script. And I was told, like, hey, go up to the podium real quick, read this script off. We're doing a sound check. We need to rehearse this. And so I was reading off the players' names and like their little anecdote before their name to introduce them. And I was really getting into character with it. Like, introducing. It's borderline Optimists.
Yeah. Gabrielle Health from downtown.
Borderline. Yes. No, because the hosts were actually doing that.
The sunglasses.
But by the time the hosts actually got there, that's what they were doing.
Really?
Borderline Optimist. And so I was doing that with one of my coworkers, and a girl, she went to the school whose basketball court we were using. And she came up to me and she was like, so how did you get into speaking for sports? And I was like, so you think I'm good?
She's good.
So you think I'm good? I'm a good announcer.
Very profesh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, wait a minute.
You wouldn't know.
And I was having fun with it too.
Yeah.
Like, I fully got into character. They didn't ask that of me, but I like went for it. That was so fun. And it truly made me think for a second, like, do I need to be a host?
Yeah.
Do I need to be in front of the camera?
You're hosting this podcast. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So,
yes.
I told that girl, thank you, first of all, but I'm just a PA. I do what they tell me.
I'm just a PA.
Look,
thank you.
I didn't know I was doing this 30 seconds ago. Like, so thank you. But yes. So we're here now. And something that I was talking to Kristen about recently is I think I truly have not let the hardships of this career get to me because of a lot of the positive reinforcement that I've gotten throughout my life and the belief that I have in myself to be capable of doing this. And I honestly think that goes all the way back to our days in like elementary school and just kind of the conversations that we were having about careers, especially as women in the industry. At least for me, all the way back in elementary school, we were positively enforced to like go to college. First of all, in elementary school, each classroom, we had a college represent each classroom. So I remember like one year our class was the University of Hawaii. I know there was like a Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
One year I was like Purdue. And when we had our like Friday assemblies, each class would have like a roll call, and we made like a little chant relating to the college. And that was so cool. Like, I didn't even know what college was when I was in elementary school, and they were already starting conversations about that. And I remember there would even just be like quotes around my elementary school, like "shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars" was like above the library. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
So it was just a lot of conversations about like, dream big, like don't limit yourself for any reason. You are capable. If you work hard, you will do great things. Do you, I mean, how was elementary school for you? Does that ring true for you at all?
Kind of, sort of, but there's also another like something that I have to say about that. So I started off in a private Christian school.
Really? I didn't know that.
You didn't know this?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I started off in a private Christian school, and I feel like I got like a really good foundation of like what I need to be doing in school to like stay ahead, like accomplish my goals. You know, was I the smartest kid in class? I think I was. I think I won like a couple awards for like being like very smart and having like a high something score. Anyways.
Yeah.
My parents took me out of that school and in third grade, I started public school, and it was a complete 180 from like what I was used to. Whereas at my Christian school, we had about like 20 people per grade.
That's wild. Yeah.
So of course it's easier to nourish when those children, when you have like such a limited group.
Yes.
But when you're put into a class with like 400 people or even more, it's harder to like make sure these kids everyone is getting an equal education.
100%. That's always a topic of conversation.
Yes.
Because I went to public school all the way throughout my education, and it would get to the point of like 30 kids per teacher.
Yeah, for sure. And I do credit my private school for giving me that foundation, because once I got to the public school, I was placed in gifted classes.
What grade did you go to public school?
I went to public school in third grade.
Okay. Me too.
Yeah, and I immediately tested for gifted. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know that we were young and small and we didn't really know the scope of everything that was going on, but I really wonder like what were the testing procedures for that, or like what was the rubric of that? How were they measuring that, like the GATE program?
Yeah. How did they choose who to test as well?
And I'm seeing stuff online like these days, people are now going back and questioning that, those people that were involved. Like, what really was this? What were they trying to accomplish?
I do think it definitely deserves to be questioned, because like it goes back to the equal education thing. I feel like it nourished me more creatively to think, and it taught me how to be more creative than anything.
The GATE program?
The gifted program, yeah.
Okay, how so? Expand on that.
So yeah, I had always been like wanting to be creative, but like I was just still smart in like a non-hands-on way. I prefer hands-on learning. So I remember this one time in gifted class, we had to create a rap and like perform it in front of the school.
Oh my god.
And it was just so fun to do. And it was like an educational rap about actually, did we create that? I don't think we created that. I think we just learned it. And then it was a Lewis and Clark rap that I still can recite to this day. A rap about Lewis and Clark. And I'm like, it made me learn just in a different, like it made me learn in a different way. And then I remember this one time we did like we did a World War II museum. And like we each picked a different topic about World War II. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I did this too.
And then people would like come around. One of the students like created an atomic bomb with pure cotton balls.
Whoa.
And like he painted it, and then he like shaped it to like, and then taught us about the atomic bomb. Yeah. And it was just such like a wow, like we can learn like this. And then I remember my most like memorable moment is when we made, do you know Brain Pop?
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in years. Yes, I know Brain Pop.
So we were split off into pairs, and our task was to create a Brain Pop video. We also mummified a chicken. We mummified a chicken.
What are we talking about?
We mummified a chicken, and then we buried it in our playground, in our school's playground.
This was in the gifted program?
We wrapped a chicken in
The chicken was cooked up.
The chicken was. It all goes back to that chicken. We're cooking that chicken.
Oh
We're
my
wrapping that
gosh.
chicken up.
And then the chicken was put down in the
Put
ground.
down. Yeah.
This was for the gifted program?
Yes.
Kristen, what were you doing in elementary school?
Having fun, man. I was having so much fun. So we created a brain pop video. We had to be in groups of 2, right? One person had to be Tim, one person had to be Moby.
Yeah.
We also created a Harlem Shake video, and remember y'all that it was so fun. Anyway, okay. One person had to be Tim, one person had to, I was playing around.
Okay.
One person had to be Tim, one person had to be Moby. I think my best friend at the time, she was Moby, and she had like cardboard, like we like put cardboard around her so she would be like a robot. And so we had to give like a whole presentation, like a brain pop video, and like we invited our parents to all come see. We invited anyone who wanted to come see.
This sounds so
I
fun.
had so much fun in the gifted program. Oh my gosh.
That sounds so fun.
I kind of forgot all this happened.
I miss elementary school. That sounds so fun. I remember we did some sort of similar museum. I forget the time period, but we had to choose like a famous person and like dress up as them and do have a trifold and like present on them. And I remember I was a poet. I forget her name, but like I had this like old timey outfit on and it was so fun. I also remember in 5th grade, I don't know if this was like a play or a show. I think it was called the 5th grade fashion show. And it wasn't necessarily a fashion
Now, wait a minute.
show. Did you do that?
No.
Oh, no.
I'm so excited about
But
to hear this.
It was like almost like a mix between a fashion show and like a play. Like we had to make our own play. So we had a group of like 5 girls. And for ours, we each decided to assume the role of a different female celebrity, dress like them, and then have like a skit that was almost like a fashion show. And it was in an assembly room where our parents came and watched. And that was like, I was fully on stage for that. Like that era, I don't know what it was in that elementary school era. I wanted the spotlight bad.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted that spotlight cookie.
That spotlight cookie.
Oh my gosh. So I was dressing up as Demi Lovato.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. And I think we each would like walk down the runway of the stage and like a song would play. So like Break Your Heart. Give Your Heart a Break or
Yeah. Break Your Heart.
what's it called?
Give Your Heart a Break. Yeah.
Was playing for me. And I remember, I don't know why I did this. I don't even know if Demi Lovato had this, but at that time there was a trend of like dip dyeing your hair with Kool-Aid.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes. So I dyed
What were we
the ends
doing?
of my hair red with Kool-Aid.
Got some red going on.
I should have been Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
But I dyed like 2 inches of the ends of my hair red. And I remember like one of my friends came in and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're Demi Lovato." Mind you, no. I wore this shirt from I went to Justice. And I bought my outfit. I remember what it was. It was an orange t-shirt. The bottom half was cut into strips and like braided. Do you remember
I know
that?
exactly what you're talking about.
The shirt was a peace sign. The shape of the peace sign was bedazzled. And in between the peace sign was like leopard print. It was so tea.
I could create like a whole nother Justice store based off that information you just gave me.
And then I think my pants were like black jeans
Of
with
course.
like gray cheetah print on them. And I was like, I'm so channeling Demi Lovato right now. And I fully wasn't. But yeah, I wanted that spotlight cookie bad. I think the point I'm making here is like we did have a lot of space to be creative.
Yeah.
And just do fun projects that get us thinking, creating, working together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also the other point that I wanted to make is not everyone had that opportunity.
Right.
And I think that more children should be given the opportunity to see creativity as an outlet, to be given a different way of learning, you know?
Arts in general, I always feel like is such an underfunded department in schools. There's so many good memories I have with anything related to art in elementary, middle school, high school, college. That is 100% a privilege.
Oh, yeah.
And like we were talking about earlier in an earlier episode with like the movie Sketch, like art can do so many good things for you, not only allow you to be creative, but like allow you to express emotions. It's almost like a form of therapy, just so many benefits to art. So I do think that should be very centralized in schools. And I can understand that not every school has that option. For us, because we were lucky enough to have that, it allowed us to realize that's something that we have a passion in. Yeah. I will say though, I think when I went to middle school, that's when I was put in the GATE program.
What is the GATE program?
So it is like another gifted thing. I think they looked at like maybe my test scores in 5th grade. They sent a letter to my family that was like, do you want to opt your child into the GATE program in 6th grade when you go to middle school? And we said, okay, sure. We didn't know too much about it. I'm seeing a lot of TikToks now, people being like, wait a minute, what was the GATE program? And they're showing us the tests that we were taking. And people were like, this is such a distant memory, but really, how was this helping us? And I just remember being placed in classes. They put all of us in one class together. And we had, you know, middle school, you start getting into different classes versus having one teacher for the entire day. But as we were changing class periods, we stayed together as a group. And I kind of felt isolated. And I was isolated with this group that wasn't necessarily creative and artistic. They were just straight up book smart.
Yeah.
And while I was too, I really was not clicking with this crowd. And it was really disappointing. And it was honestly very difficult for me to go through that. Like, I truly think 6th grade was like one of my worst years. I was like, oh, yeah. But just that gifted program. And then that translates over to like AP classes in high school.
I was about to say, in our gifted from gifted was just an elementary thing.
Yep.
And from like middle school on, it was just advanced. In middle school, I was put in advanced classes.
Yes.
And then that transferred to AP and IB in high school.
Yes.
So yeah.
Were you a big AP class person?
I passed one of 3 AP exams in my whole high school career. No, I realized AP was not for me. And then for some reason, I decided, let's join that IB program.
I never got into the IB program. Can you kind of briefly explain that?
Oh, Lord. Okay, so International Baccalaureate. It's a program that you start your junior, senior year. What can I say about it?
How does it compare to AP?
It's the same level, I would say. You're earning college credit as well. But IB, it's more international. So everyone is learning the same thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Internationally. Okay. Yeah, I did biology and then I did, history. The whole, like my whole curriculum was IB. Like even the art class that I took, it was IB art. And I had to I liked IB art, but talk about no social life. IB, let's stay.
Yeah.
My thing is another reason why I chose IB over AP is because IB was a whole program where AP was just individual classes. Like if you did IB, you had to fully be in IB all the way.
Oh, wow.
You couldn't pick and choose classes. So it gave the benefit of your teachers all know each other and your teachers all have to be IB certified as well. So your teachers all knew each other. So they were very lenient on us in that they didn't like schedule exams on the same day. They kind of worked with us in like scheduling projects on the same day. So it was kind of like easier for my schedule than if I were to do AP classes.
Looking back though, do you feel like IB or AP was worth it?
I mean, I got the IB diploma. Also, yeah, you have to get a diploma. Some people don't get it.
Wow.
Yeah. Like you test at the end of like senior year to get a diploma for everything, like all your work. You have to do like a bunch of essays. That's what IB is, a bunch of essays.
Okay.
Was it worth it? I mean, I will say I definitely think it made me look more competitive on my resume while applying to colleges.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I do think a lot of the stuff that you do in high school is solely just to look good for colleges. Once you get into the college, it kind of doesn't matter what you did in high school. Yeah,
exactly.
Unfortunately.
Like the more that I was a theater and entertainment media studies major at UGA, the more I was just like, what was I doing in that IB program? You know what I mean? Being in the IB program set me up to get into UGA and to do all these things.
100%. I went to a high school where they had a huge number of AP classes. And the thing about applying to college is they look at the width or the breadth of AP classes that the high school you are at has. And they go, well, if they offer 10 AP classes and you're only taking one, you technically look like you're not doing enough. And when you're going to a competitive school like UGA, they say that's kind of not enough. The admission requirements for UGA are very rigorous. So that's like one of the reasons why I said, you know what? I'm going to transfer into UGA after the fact. And in high school, I only took 2 AP classes because...
What AP classes were those?
Yes, it was AP Stat.
I made a 1 on the AP Stat exam.
Stat.
Oh no, 1.
Oh my gosh. And AP 2D Design. I was a straight A student in high school. Okay.
Wait, actually, I think I made a 2. Respect me.
Okay. I was a straight A student in college, and all of my teachers were like, do more AP classes. Like, you're doing so well. And I honestly just did not care enough to do more AP. I just felt no urgency in that. And it's like, school was already, I was trying just putting so much effort into my classes anyways, that why would I want more work? And I think like with AP classes giving you college credit and things like that, in the long run, like I still graduated in 4 years from college, and it all worked out. If anything, I would have taken all these AP classes and then graduated early. I don't want to do that. Like, I would have been off track with my peers, and every person's college track is different, but I really liked how my timing played out. But like, I was really good at math, and I really enjoyed AP Stat. It challenged me in a great way. Even to this day, like, I think that was one of my favorite classes. I got a 4 on that exam. Yeah. And then AP 2D Design, although it's basically a class where you do art and you submit a portfolio for the exam.
Yes, we had to submit a portfolio for art, IB art. Yeah.
And there were some guidelines to that. So although it was accepting of all different art mediums, I took it on the photography track. So our class was only focused on photography. Technically AP photography. And our portfolio had 2 sections to it. It had one called breadth, which to this day, that's why I use the word breadth a lot. BREADTH. It just means like wide portfolio. So you had to submit, I think, 10 photos that show your range as a photographer. So just submit a bunch of different photos that had a lot of different concepts within photography, like leading lines, rule of thirds, black and white, high contrast. Like, just show us all that you can do. And then the second one was 10 photos of a concentration. So choose one theme and photograph that 10 times. Not all in the same instance, but just keep it the same. And so for that one, I did light painting in photography. So for those who don't know, light painting is when you leave the shutter open on a camera for a long time, and you can create patterns or shapes or whatever you like with light. You can technically paint with light. And I, like, to this day, I think that portfolio was really good. I think that's really when like my photography blossomed, and I got a 4 on the exam.
Yeah.
Never got a 5, but I'm happy with a 4. Overall, I think like keeping my AP experience small was fine. Gifted AP, IB, very rigorous. And I think looking back, I'm very happy that like I really was challenging myself and literally exercising my brain at such a young age, because I feel like as adults, especially graduated, we don't get a lot of that anymore. Or at least we're not forced to. And because we're not forced, we don't actively choose that daily. So I'm just grateful that that was how my brain was forming when I was younger.
Also, like, going back to IB, I was doing like rigorous IB classes and then doing rehearsal till like 8 p.m. at night, and then having to go home and do all this IB homework and the essays.
Couldn't even imagine that.
College was a breeze to me. Like, college was so easy.
Yes, and it's so interesting because I genuinely think college was easier than high school. We talked about kind of just that in high school, and I also think that I was proficient in a lot of other areas in high school, and I did have a lot of teachers who wanted me to be something in math or in science, and like they go, you would have such a great career in that. And like I never for a second was like, yes, I want to go into a career of accounting or what. I just don't care about that. Just because I'm good at a certain subject doesn't mean I want to do that for a career or have an interest in it. I can be good at math and I still don't have to care for it. So I mean, through it all, even though I had a lot of strengths, I never for once doubted my interest in photography, videography, film, and media. And I will say, like, I've been in a lot of places where people tell me, like, wherever I go, like, I'm going to do great. So many people have told me that. I think that's just another positive reinforcement that I've been getting. How do you feel? Like, do you feel
I
the same
definitely
way?
agree. Like, I don't see myself failing ever.
I love that.
Like with anything. Like, I don't know.
It's just not happening. Sorry.
It's just not happening. Like, that's kind of what gave me the confidence to pursue this career. Of course, like, I'm like, doctor. Because people told me I was really good at math and science too, until I got to IB Calc. IB Calc weeded me out so fast. The way that, I remember this one day we learned something in Calc. I couldn't remember what it was, but my teacher was just like, and now after we've done all those steps, now we have to find like the dividend or it was something. What was it? Derivative? I don't know. And I literally like got up from my desk and I took a lap around the class. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Oh my gosh, and I walked around the class like slowly like this.
The crash out.
And then I got back and I was like, can I go to the bathroom?
The crash out.
And then he was like, but wait, you're going to miss what else I'm going to teach? I said, I don't care. I'm just going to, I gotta go to the bathroom.
No.
So yeah, that weeded me out very quickly.
100%.
And, I think the reason that I did IB is because I really wanted to go to NYU as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought having that on my resume would make me stand out even more.
100%.
Yeah.
I would argue maybe you needed to have that to even get considered.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it's such like an internationally recognized thing. What were you talking about? I want to talk about what you were just talking about.
Like, I don't have to be good at something and simultaneously enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can do well and still hate it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Do you feel the same way?
Yes. Yes. Specifically, like I just said with math. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I found like drama, that's something that I enjoyed doing and I was good at.
There you go. Like, find that.
Yeah.
Channel
Find that. Find that.
People tell me, you know, really figure out what you're interested in and what you're good at and like really protect it, lock it down and focus on that.
Lock that in.
That's where you need to go, not in something that you're not interested in.
Yeah, lock that in. Because I'm like, do I want to crunching numbers all day is my nightmare.
Yeah.
I have not touched a calculator in so long. Even though I will argue that I did enjoy math, but like literally to an extent, and that extent was IB Calc.
Right. I mean, at least for me personally, I just feel like if I don't scratch that creative itch, like truly I am wasting my life. That's how I feel. Like it's that or nothing.
I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I get angry like when I'm not being creative. I think I definitely have talked about this.
You've talked about how you feel your best when you're being creative.
I feel my best. I feel energized. If I'm like not being creative, I'll get annoyed. I'm unhappy. I'm just like, yeah.
Life isn't the same. Like truly.
So yeah, growing up, I always wanted to be creative. I remember I'd write songs. I wrote a lot of songs growing up. I had like a little journal. I also remember I would like wake up early on Saturday mornings before my parents got up and I'd get on our like household computer. Like with the whole like back to it. It was a real thick computer. Yeah. And I'd write plays.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Like in 3rd grade, I was writing plays.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was always drawing. And like I said, I was always singing a lot. And I just wanted to be in something that was creative. I used to paint a lot. I was in art club in elementary school. I just always found that was just where I belonged rather than like the academic side of things, the book smart kind of things. Also, once I got into IB, you said something earlier. You were like, you felt like you were with the wrong crowd, being with the book smart crowd. A lot of people like called me dumb and was like thought I was dumb.
What?
I'll never forget. And if any of y'all watch this, I still think about this. I remember someone was having this these group of guys in IB were having this conversation, right? And I turn around. They were my friends, by the way. Everyone in IB was friends because we saw each other. But I asked him, I go, what are y'all talking about? And then one of the guys says, we're trying to figure out who's the dumbest in IB, you or this other guy.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, guys, why am I in this conversation?
Mind you, you're in the room for a reason.
Mind you.
The fact that you're even in that room means that you're
like,
smart.
mind you.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. The metrics that they use to put us in these classes are interesting. I don't know.
Yes.
Who knows what they were?
Yeah. What's even crazier is the fact that from an early age, they already had separated us between who was going to succeed and who wasn't.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
What do you call that? Like the smart people and like the needs help people?
I would say just like we called them more advanced classes, and that's what they said, like advanced classes and lower level. Even in middle school, we had teams. Like everyone got separated into 3 teams per grade. Yeah, and there was like a advanced team, a average team, and a lower level team. And people would like actively make fun, like, and people, you knew like which team was which too, and people would make fun of the lower level teams.
That is a terrible way to, I was going to say encourage. You're not encouraging them to do anything.
Yeah.
That is a horrible way to kind of get in the developing minds of kids. Don't tell them that they're dumb and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
For like positively reinforce them so that they are encouraged to grow and learn and become smarter. And even if they're not succeeding in certain areas, you know, encourage them that that's not forever. They will get better.
And I'm also happy to say that that team system is no more. Yay.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. We were just talking about our upbringing in grade school and college, how that affected our outlook on the industry and our ability to succeed. But what do we want to do with part 2?
We want to talk about like, how do we keep those dreams alive now? Because now we're facing like, you know, as you get older, problems start to become more apparent. You'll face challenges.
And so now in adulthood, the challenges aren't any less, they're just different. So we kind of want to get into that and just kind of get into how we're continuing to combat those and honestly not let that defer us from what we're trying to do.
I will say, I think one of the earliest conversations that I had about this, I remember I told my mom that I wanted to pursue acting, right? I remember, I don't know why I remember this so much. We were in the kitchen and she was just trying to be like real with me and stuff. And like, I knew it, I know, like, I think I wanted to like strictly be a theater major though. And she was like, Kristen, you know, you're a Black woman. For Black women to get casted into film, like it's so hard. That's why like Black people, you have to make your own movies to be like, they have to make specifically Black movies for Black people to get work. And I was just like, that's a very valid concern. And then I go, then I'll go to school to learn how to make my own movies.
Period.
Exactly. So then that's what I was like, yeah, let's add that EMST. Let's study film. Let's learn.
I'm going to make my own movies.
I'm going to make my own movies. And cast myself. Yeah.
But not to say that you're not eligible to be in big budget, big studio movies.
Yeah.
How could they pretend like a diverse cast is not realistic? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah. And it's like she was still encouraging me, but she was just being real with me and saying like the journey is going to be a lot harder for you than it would be if I was like a white man. So yeah.
Yeah. The ongoing reality that people of color, women, just the list goes on.
Yeah.
Just people that are not white males are going to face some sort of scrutiny or problems or limitations within the industry. To ignore that is just unrealistic.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
It's unrealistic.
You have
a little too optimistic.
It's a little too optimistic.
Even for
you gotta be a little borderline with it.
Gotta be, yeah. Keep it real. Keep it real.
You have to keep that in mind and just kind of allow that to give you even more fuel to the fire of just like what you're doing. And especially I think as women, we know something that we talk about all the time is that like we are women in film.
Mm-hmm.
To even get a spot in the game, we have to fight extra hard for it.
Yeah.
And so I think that definitely like breeds some very strong women in our circles in the industry. You know, when we were going to school, like
Mhm.
it's really the women that are succeeding
Yeah.
because we have to fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of just always been in me, but I'm noticing now as I'm finding my circles that that's a case for a lot of women.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It also gave me like more of a purpose into why I do this as well.
Yes.
Storytelling. If you don't see it, then
Yes.
you're not going to think it's a possibility.
Mhm.
Like, for example, I like to always use Hidden Figures
Mhm.
as like an example. We have 3 Black women engineers working at NASA.
Period.
If a little girl sees that movie, they know that they can be that.
Yes.
So if I
Yes.
succeed in this career, imagine how many other doors that I'm opening up, especially with wanting to create my own films, wanting to cast other Black women and wanting to give other women and people of color like roles and like jobs into like being on crew and like
100%.
being active. Like
100%. And with anything, seeing people that look like you represented in media, in film, in television, in music, in whatever it may be is so important.
mhm.
I think like for me, I'm always talking about how every time I'm on set, it's always older white men
Yeah.
who are holding the above the line roles
Mhm.
and kind of in general are running the set. And it's discouraging to see, but it is a little more fuel for me to be like, well, I want to be one of those people running the set. Like, for example, I would love to be a camera operator. I'd love to be a DP. And I think, especially with camera operators, like that's manual labor.
Yeah.
These men are carrying these giant camera rigs, these steady cams and things like that. They probably look at me and not even think twice. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't even see that as a limitation. If that's something that I'm going to do, I'm going to work for it and be good at it. I don't care if it's majority men. I'm going to be there no matter what, if it's
Yeah.
something that I want to go for. And so when I see female camera operators and female DPs, like it's so inspiring, or even female directors in general, like so inspiring. And I just love that they're representing the group out there that very much exists,
Yeah.
but may not always be there. Another thing I was thinking about was when we were in school in the EMST program, I would say the balance between men and women in our classes were about 50-50.
Really?
But why is it that we don't see a 50-50 between men and women in the industry in the real world? It tells me, are you thinking
I'm
about
trying to think about my cohort. I
Yeah.
think there were more women in my
think so?
cohort. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that tells me
Balanced, if not more women.
Well,
Yeah.
women have an interest in being in the industry
Mhm.
behind the camera.
Mhm.
They have an interest. And so where I wish them well, and I really hope that they're able to find roles behind the camera. But as of right now, we're not seeing that same 50-50 split in the real world.
Yeah.
And so I just wonder, where are what roles are women getting?
Well, tell them what you said earlier, the office roles.
Yes, I
Mhm.
think like what I've seen in my experience is a lot of women are taking up a lot of administrative or operations roles. So it's a lot of project managing,
Mhm.
producing, just kind of being in the office setting.
Mhm.
And while that is still amazing, and like, you know, women are going to organize a production down.
Yeah. Yes.
Down. They're going to get it done.
Ryan
They
Coogler.
make it happen.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler said we need more women in film
Yes.
because they make it happen.
They make
They're
it
gonna
happen.
organize it. They're gonna make it like precise and
Yes.
perfect and like
Yes, they're going to make it happen. No doubt.
they pay more attention to detail. Like
They are
it's
yes.
yeah.
They are essential in film. But another thing that I really want to see is women in more technical roles. Like I'm so interested in like the nitty-gritty of cameras and technology and how a production is run and the minutia of it. But I'm not seeing a lot of women in those roles. And so I really wish that I was able to see that. And so I 100% am going to be that change. Like I
Exactly.
will be there. Maybe I'll have to be the start of that, but
Mhm.
I would love to see more women in those roles. And I've even had people tell me, some places, they just don't look to women or people of color immediately to hire for these above the line or higher up roles. And so that I need to keep that in mind as I'm going about my job search.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, no.
No.
That's just not happening for me.
Keep that in mind as you go. No.
Like, absolutely not. Like, I'm going for the roles that I am interested in, and I'm going to do them well. Like, me being a woman has nothing to do with the fact of my skill set or how well or how great of a help I'm going to be to a production.
Period.
Do you feel the same way? Because I know you're trying to do a lot of things in front of the camera, but also behind the camera.
Yeah.
What's your take on both of those?
When I was in college, I was given a lot of roles in leadership.
Okay.
I don't know why people automatically think I know what I'm talking about. I feel like people do have a lot of faith in me, and that gives me faith in myself. Sometimes I feel like I have a problem in the opposite way.
Okay.
As in, people expect a lot of me.
Okay.
As a Black woman. And sometimes I'm scared if I can like reach that level of what they expect.
You're worried that you're going to be a bad representation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's actually so interesting. Like, you are, in a way,
That
like
burden of representation.
in a way, you're speaking for a lot of other Black women.
Yes. Especially in these spaces at the PWI and the theater department.
Yes.
Yeah. But I was given a lot of leadership roles, and people like really like looked up to me and trusted a lot of what I had to say because of like my background, and I know things, and I'm very confident in myself. And I think I had to learn to be confident to get people to pay attention to me. That's definitely a learned trait, because you're not going to just go off my skills alone. I have to speak confidently, and I have to be so sure of myself to get you to pay attention to me.
And I think that's kind of a great mantra for the industry as a whole. You can have a great skill set, but if you are not able to market yourself and be personable and be palatable, people just kind of can't make that work.
Exactly.
That's a whole other skill set that you need to have, not only just as a person in the industry, but as a woman.
Now, on the complete opposite end of that, still going back to the theater, everyone knows this, the little trope of like, it's so much easier for a man to get a role in theater than it is for a woman. Because it's majority women.
That's
in the theater.
Okay.
And there are like a select few men, so you really don't have like options to choose from.
Right.
And so a man could be mediocre and get the role because he's the only man.
That's right.
Whereas a lot of women, super talented women, are going up against each other, and they don't get the role because it only goes to one person.
I've never thought about it like that, but you're so right.
Yeah.
So how would you even combat that? Do you even think there are enough men who are interested in theater to get those roles? And how do you think that's different from acting in a film or a TV show or something?
There's definitely a lot of men interested in theater, but I take that back. I take that so back.
Or from just speak on your experience.
On my experience, yeah. Well, when I said there's a lot of men interested in theater, that was like in the world. There's a good amount. Right. But specifically at UGA, we had like a handful of men for them to be like really good and get the role.
Okay.
There was only like a select few of those.
Were there a lot of men auditioning?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I remember specifically for Little Shop of Horrors, for that audition, there were 5 men up for the role of Seymour. For the callbacks that we were at, 5 men up for the role of Seymour, 30 women up for the role of Audrey.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you think,
just to put that into perspective,
do you think this ratio would be different in a school that had maybe a higher or a bigger theater department, or like a bigger budget, or maybe it was like an art school?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so,
yeah.
I mean, maybe it was just the demographic of UGA.
Yeah. Because also keep in mind, this is a BA, not a BFA. Like you don't. Yeah. What I don't like the most about it has nothing to do with the role. What I don't like the most about it is the fact that it just stimulates an inherent competition between women.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be better than her. It also just does really bad things to like my mindset as well. Like it is something that I really had to unlearn, to stop like comparing myself to other people. We can all win. If I don't get the role, it's not for me. I can still cheer her on and like be happy.
Yeah.
Because I would want someone to do that for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I started like taking out the competition anytime I feel that in my mind, because it used to always go to like, this is going to sound very terrible, but I used to always like immediately figure out how I can make myself think that I'm better than someone I'm going up against. Like, oh, I bet she can't sing as good as me. I'm thinking this in my head, trying to make myself feel better. You don't have to put people down to make yourself feel better. That is the textbook definition of insecurity. So it really took a lot of like unlearning that in my head, and unlearning like this is what they want us to be in competition with each other, and they want us to like be against each other. I'm rooting for her, and her.
Right.
I don't care. I'm rooting for all of us.
Yeah, 100%. Female competition just is not in the place that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see the flip side of that. Do you feel, or do you have any thoughts on like the work that you're trying to do behind the camera with writing or anything like that?
I want to make like a lot of female characters, and I want to make them good female characters too.
You should. Yeah, and we also need more representation with female writers and the way that they write women.
Yes, I was literally talking to one of my friends the other day, and I was just like, I want to like make short films about like niche experience of like really niche untalked about experiences of girlhood, and like how can people relate to that, and how can we get like more actresses that like say, oh yeah, I didn't know like anyone like went through this. I'm glad like to be able to portraying this, you know what I mean?
Or even it comes down to like watching a movie, you can see female characters in movies and go, this was written by a man. Like, yes. You can just point that out easily.
Yes. I want to develop whole characters, fully developed characters that pass the Bechdel test.
And are not, there's no fridging.
No
shout out
smurfing.
Shout out Zoe Kravitz and caught stealing. Sorry, girl. Yeah, just stuff like that.
She ate her 30 minutes up though, but
she fully did.
She did.
And she fully
looked
did.
good doing it, yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
She was in the whole movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There are so many reasons to not be in film, to not like fight for it. Despite all this, what keeps us going? Why are you still interested in doing this? Despite the fact that females have, you know, fewer roles in film, or females are portrayed incorrectly in film and things like that. Yeah. Why do you still do it?
It's just, like, I genuinely can't imagine myself doing anything else.
Yeah.
I don't want to live with the fact that I could have pursued this, but I didn't, out of fear. Because it's all like, don't get me wrong, it's real what's happening, but some people will like, I remember when we were in LA, a lot of people were telling us, y'all, the business is really bad right now. The business is really bad. Y'all are trying to gatekeep. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Y'all are trying to gatekeep.
I mean, it's a brutal competition out here.
I'm not gonna let that fear stop me from pursuing my passions. And also, it's like this in every field. There is not enough representation for Black women or women in general for in every field. And it's hard for us to just climb to the top. And it's like, yeah.
And to be so honest, like whatever climate of the industry or whatever representation is or isn't happening, to me, like I'm going to fight for it regardless. Like this is what I want to do. If a man is telling me I can't do it, that has nothing to do with me. Like,
why is a man even speaking to me?
Right. Right. Like I honestly never thought once that me being a woman would change the way that like my work ethic or what I can and can't do.
Yeah. Also, it just gives me like more motivation to work harder, even though that does like do a lot to the mental. Hello. What did Olivia Pope's dad say? You have to be twice as good to get half as far. Something you have to be twice as good. So it does put a lot of pressure on me to always work hard, always bring my best self to the table. But also it's something that I'm passionate about. So why wouldn't I want to be the best that I can be?
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me because anytime I see a woman in like a position, I just recognize how much work, how much extra work she put in to be there. And it's so crazy to me that when people are like, there's like a woman or a person of color in a position and people are like, oh, they're unqualified. do you know that they put in twice as much work
That's a
to be
great
in that
point.
position
Yes.
and overcome all those obstacles that were set in place for to hold them back? Like, I was gonna say, I've been getting rejected a lot recently, and I'm still trying to like figure out, just why like I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? So that's like the inherently the question that was being asked: what, why after all these setbacks, why do we still do it? Yeah,
Again, it's that mindset of it's gonna work out.
it's going to work out.
Succeed.
Yeah, we don't see ourselves failing. We do not see I do not see myself failing
Simply
in any way.
no.
Because I won't let myself do that. And I know, like, I've never been the type of person to just sit back and wait on stuff to happen.
You make it happen.
You make it happen.
Yeah.
I saw this quote. It was just like, the right time never comes. There's never a right time to do anything.
Ooh,
You get something started, and then you refine it, and then you refine it, and you refine it over and over again until there's a finished product. And then boom.
100%.
No such thing as right time.
Yeah.
Also, I saw another quote. The water doesn't get any warmer the longer you wait.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A watched pot never boils.
Just go. Huh?
A watched pot never boils? You don't know that one?
I thought you said a watch pod.
No.
I was confused. I'm like, huh?
No, like
Watched
never
pot
boils.
never boils. I like that. Yeah.
Go do something else while that pot's boiling.
Go do something else.
Okay, you said you had a story for us.
Yes. Setbacks. Yeah, have y'all seen the like people say their hobby and there's just like deer acting. Oh Jesus.
Oh.
So yesterday, it's like deer acting and then it shows them like failing completely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last night I was trying to film an audition, right? And after like 15 takes, it was me and a reader. The reader was my mother. The reader kept messing up, right? And when I say messing up, she was stuttering through lines, pronouncing words incorrectly, saying my lines. And after about like 15 takes of the same scene, I had a crash out. I did crash out. And then I'm sitting in my room and I'm like, how long am I going to keep this up? Like, I'm like, is this what I'm doing with my life right now?
Well, on top of, talk about what your dad has been telling you.
Oh my gosh. So I got, oh my gosh. So
sit up for this one.
I got nervous. I auditioned for a Broadway musical open call and I got really nervous in the audition. I don't know why I was so nervous. I haven't gotten that nervous in like a really long time. And I do think it was because I was just unprepared for it. And also I had been experiencing like a little grossness in my voice. It's not been like how it usually is. So I got really nervous in my audition and I was like shaking a lot and I didn't do what I thought was my best. So I told my dad and he's like, why are you doing that? He was like, nervous? You don't need to be getting nervous. And then he calls me, like a few days passed after he says that. And then he goes, I was just thinking about what you said the other day. Nervous? You don't need to be nervous. We got to get that bag.
We got to get that bag.
I said, hold on. And then he goes, as y'all say on the pod, you got to get that bag.
Oh my
God. Like, hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
my gosh.
Hold on.
That's hilarious.
I wouldn't call that rock bottom, but these are just like the lows of like my career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me crashing out over an audition yesterday. And I'm like, the majority of the job is auditioning. So I'm just like, why do I keep putting myself in this position? You know what I mean? And then also, why do I keep putting myself in the position to be nervous? All this has to do with auditioning. It's just out of pure passion and just like love. Like I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I know I'm going to succeed. So this is just the path that I have to take. You know what I mean?
I think for me, maybe like some hardships that I'm going through that have given me doubts. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is this podcast. I know we've mentioned this before, but like we recently just cut an episode. We fully filmed an episode and I mean, we kind of knew when we finished recording that the vibe was not what we wanted. I went and edited it. And once I got it done, we really were both like, we got to cut this. We're talking about fandoms and just people that we were interested in. And while it's fun for us to talk about, I feel like it wasn't kind of the direction we wanted to go with the
Productive.
pod.
Yeah.
It wasn't productive. And that was discouraging. Like
Yeah.
for work that we had put in and then for it to just be cut is really discouraging. But I will say that sit down we had talking about the podcast allowed us to completely pivot with like what we were doing and just kind of be more intentional with the kind of work that we were putting out or the topics we're talking about on the podcast. And so I think while that was a failure for a moment, it allowed us to really improve what we were doing. So I'm happy that that worked out the way it did.
Yeah.
Or I think like with work, maybe I'll be so busy and the only creative things that I'm working on are the things for work. And maybe I'll be editing something that I'm just completely not inspired by. And I get discouraged. Like this is really what have been amounting to recently. Like something that it just isn't interesting at all. It's not inspired. It's audited by so many different people to where my vision isn't even in this anymore. And I'm like, well, this is something that I'm doing for work. First of all, it's nothing personal. It doesn't need to be attached to me. And I don't need to filter down my expertise into this. This is just something that's along the way. And I know that the stuff that I make on my own is just a lot more in tune with my vision.
Yeah.
That will come back when I have more time to do what I want to do. So I'm not letting the ebbs and flows of my projects define me.
Yeah. Also, like you bringing up our struggles with the podcast, it just reminded me of something like find success in your failures. Like, let's say last night, I was getting very frustrated the fact that we couldn't get the scene right. I used that frustration to go into the scene because my character was also a little frustrated as well.
Yeah.
The audition that I got really nervous about, use that to like, oh, this is my first of many Broadway auditions.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like a story that I can tell. It's an experience. Everything is an experience and it gets you like every experience makes you better than last time.
And now the next time you're going into another Broadway audition, you're going to understand that the stakes are high. You may be nervous and now you're thinking of ways to combat that and you're going to be more prepared.
Yeah. And I'm also going to like learn to prepare weeks in advance for it. Yeah.
And I mean, time and time again, whenever you have doubt or you're nervous, a lot of the times it's because you're unprepared. So just, you know now to prepare more. Yeah.
Anyways, we're hungry.
We're hungry. We're going to go eat. We're going to go watch one battle after another.
True.
So thank you guys for listening and watching. As you know, find this podcast on Spotify and YouTube. We also have platforms on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeart.
Yes. If you have been watching all of our episodes, we want to thank you personally for the support. We have more to come. You know, we're just very excited. And also, if you want to be a guest,
if you want to be a guest, if you have questions for us, if you have episode suggestions or just anything you want to hear us talk about on the pod, please submit to our suggestion form.
Yes.
We have that linked in our bio on Instagram and just generally in our link tree. So look out for that. We would love to hear from you guys. We appreciate any and all feedback.
Yes.
So thank you guys and we'll see you in the next one.
Stay optimistic, guys.
Stay optimistic.